You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters, let's talk about the CBA. Caitlin Clark, the biggest star in women's sports, Caitlin Clark has now entered the chat. Caitlin Clark hasn't said a whole lot during this CBA process. She made her feelings very clear the last time USA Basketball got together, and the word of the day when they interviewed her then was compromise. The sentence of the day was, we need to still play basketball in 2026. Full stop. We need to still play basketball in 2026. Then I did a video yesterday where Breanna Stewart looked like she was in a hostage video. I mean, I was like, are you filming this from the bowels of someplace in the Middle East? I mean, seriously, somebody's got the camera on you and you're having to be like, yeah, we'll strike. If we got to strike, my God, we'll strike. And it's like, yeah, but you've been preaching and the letters and the numbers. What are you doing? Well, guess what? She's speaking again. I guess she escaped the hostage situation because once again, she's back to, we need to get this shit done. Quick. And finally, somebody brings up something that nobody talks about. You can't all get in a room and get this done. Drop dead date 2 days from now. Now, look, let's be honest. At the same time, they can move that date another week, but they don't need to. They don't need to. The WNBA GMs, there was an article from ESPN. They've already come out and said, look, we're just not going to sleep for a month. I don't feel bad for you because, well, welcome to being a general manager in every other sport, especially the National Football League. You think the GMs are gonna be sleeping this week? The GMs in the NFL aren't going to sleep till about sometime in June. Here we go. Wow. Oh, before we jump into that, I forgot. Madeline Kinney of the New York Post, the WNBPA has sent a counterproposal to the WNBA, a source says. So that came out yesterday evening, that on Friday evening, the Players Union did send a counterproposal. Now, my boy Ben Daniel brought it up. He had said the following. Look, if you're just sending another 1% drop, then you're bullshitting and you're stalling. He's not wrong. He's not right. Until you start knocking 4 or 5% off your demands, where there could be a little wiggle room for the WNBA owners to be like, okay, F it, we'll give you another %. We'll go from 15 to 16. Okay, let's get this deal done. Until they start dropping the revenue amount significantly, I'm not going to give you credit if your new proposal is, oh, we're asking for 25% instead of 26%. Nah, shut the bleep up and sit down. That's not a counter. That's more BS. So you can look like you're standing your ground before you decide to strike. Annie Constable, right here. Here we go. Negotiations between the WNBA and the Players Union over a new CBA has reached the 11th hour. The league imposed a March 10th target date during a bargaining session, February 23rd. If the deadline passes without a deal, the league says its 30th season, slated to tip off May 8th, is at a risk of being delayed. Both sides have traded proposals back and forth, neither making notable economic concessions in recent days. The players submitted their latest counter to the league Friday night. A source familiar tells Front Office Sports. Progress is being made by inches instead of yards required to get a deal done without risking the season. At USA Basketball Camp on Saturday, one potential high-impact tactic for finalizing the deal was floated by two prominent players. Quote, I don't understand why we don't just get in a room and iron it out and shake hands. I repeat, I don't understand why we don't get in a room, iron it out, and shake hands. Fever guard Caitlin Clark said, "This is how business is. You look at each other in the eye, you shake hands, you respect both sides. For me, that's what I would love to see." Why on earth have these players not put Caitlin Clark as the players union president? Maybe she doesn't want to do it. That's how a players union president should talk, sound, and act, not like an activist. Oh, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers with that. WNBPA Vice President Breanna Stewart agrees. Oh, she escaped the hostage room where she's back to talking normal again. Is that what we're doing? Quote, "I think it would be great for all of us to sit in a room until we get it done." Stewart said, "If that means sitting in there for hours and hours at a time, let's do it. That's for the better of the player. While a situation like that has never happened before, there's a first time for everything. We want to get a deal done. We want to have a season. We just need to find the right numbers that reflect it." Look, can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Yeah, that's because I've said if I'm at the point where if I'm Adam Silver and the owners, look, you jokers getting locked out. You keep sending these BS proposals. Yeah, let me drop it 0.5%. But the league is not changing their revenue numbers. What does that tell you? The league has told you revenue sharing is off the table. They've been saying that for a year. I mean, at this point, the players are negotiating against themselves. The league has been crystal ass clear, spring water clear, smart water clear. Yeah, I couldn't get it. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? They have not wavered on revenue sharing. This is not a surprise. This is not shocking news. Caitlin Clark said, "Let's get it done." She is the most powerful voice in women's sports. Let's just keep it real. One could argue she's the most powerful voice in all of basketball, men's and women's. I kind of feel like she is, frankly. I'm not letting nobody's listening to LeBron anymore, for Christ's sakes. Tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed. Check out blackwhitenetwork.com for some merch, exclusive live streams. Had a fun one on Friday night. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.